What is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global here, back with another video, and in this one, we're going to be talking about a few candidates that could replace Josh McDaniels as offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. Now, obviously, for the first time in, 10 years, the New England Patriots are going to have to find a new offensive coordinator whose name is not going to be Josh McDaniels. We already know, I made an entire video on this, as Josh McDaniels is now taking a head coaching job with the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, when is this move going to officially be made? We do not know. From what I'm hearing, this could still take several months for the Patriots to actually announce who their offensive coordinator is going to be. And that doesn't mean they know who it is going to be at this current time, but that they are really going to take this process slow and one day at a time. Now, there are definitely a lot of factors that are going to have to go into the Patriots' search for a new offensive coordinator, such as somebody who is still going to fit their style of scheme. You can't bring in an offensive coordinator that is the exact opposite of the personnel you have, the type of quarterback you have, and what you've been running for the last several years. Not only that, but they have to be very careful on who they pick, because you have to understand this is only Mac Jones' second year in the NFL, and the offensive coordinator is going to be a big part in the development of Mac Jones' NFL career. Now, the most likely candidate on this list, and the guy that I'm sure everybody is hearing, is Bill O'Brien, and this makes a lot of sense. In fact, this is honestly my favorite to become the Patriots offensive coordinator. Now, Bill O'Brien is very, very familiar with this New England Patriots system, as Bill Belichick is also very familiar with Bill O'Brien, as he was the Patriots offensive play caller from 2009 to 2011. Now, we already know what happened after becoming an offensive coordinator with the New England Patriots. He went to become a head coach for the Houston Texans. Some really great moments towards the end of his career with the Texans, some very bad moments after being fired by the Texans, when actually became the offensive coordinator for Alabama. Unfortunately, with that being said, he did not actually get to work with Mac Jones. The year that Mac Jones was entering the NFL was the year that Bill O'Brien was coming into his first year at Alabama, but there is still a little bit of crossover between these two, although they didn't get to directly work together. It was actually being reported that Mac Jones was helping Bill O'Brien learn the system, learn the playbook there in Alabama. With that being said, there are some really good candidates that the Patriots could potentially be picking in this upcoming draft that come from Alabama. One name that really stands out to me, John Mechie, somebody who, again, played for Alabama for several years, including last year under Bill O'Brien, and was one of Mac Jones' favorite targets. Now, yes, Bill O'Brien's stint with the Patriots wasn't necessarily as long as Josh McDaniels was, but Bill O'Brien was still there for some of the best memories for the New England Patriots, including that two tight end set. That two tight end set between not Josh McDaniels, but Gronkowski and Hernandez was not made up by McDaniels. That was Bill O'Brien. So when the Patriots kind of had Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith, and we were saying that two tight end set is back, what we didn't truly understand was that the real mastermind that really brought that together for New England was under Bill O'Brien, so maybe he could actually get this two tight end set thing going a lot better with Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry this upcoming season. With his experience in the NFL as a head coach, with his experience with the Patriots as an offensive coordinator, with his experience in Mac Jones, although not much, still slightly, pretty much every single direction, Bill O'Brien is the best candidate for this position. Now, next up is another worker under the Patriots coaching staff in Chad O'Shea. Now, if you remember Chad O'Shea, he was a big part to this Patriots offense. Now, he didn't get to work under an offensive coordinator for the Patriots, but did work under as the wide receivers coach, and was actually a fairly big loss here for New England when Brian Flores left to go work for Miami and actually brought Chad O'Shea with him. I actually remember when that whole thing happened, when Brian Flores was actually taken from the Patriots to go be the head coach for the Miami Dolphins. That was the same year where rumors were flying around that Josh McDaniels could very well be leaving the Patriots to go become a head coach also. And so we were also talking about who could be the Patriots' new offensive coordinator, and Chad O'Shea's name was being thrown around a lot. And if Chad O'Shea never left and actually stayed in New England, I have a really good feeling that he's the guy that would have been promoted to become New England's new offensive coordinator. Now, he didn't last too long with the Dolphins. Things just weren't a very good marriage between Brian Flores, Chad O'Shea working as the offensive coordinator there, especially after drafting Tua. So after he got fired from the Miami Dolphins, he actually went to the Cleveland Browns, where he currently is, in which he's serving as the wide receivers coach and passing game coordinator. Chad O'Shea is another guy who has a lot of experience under Bill Belichick, has a lot of experience working closely with Josh McDaniels, as he had spent 10 seasons with the New England Patriots. Unfortunately, because of all of the member staff-wise that the Patriots have lost over the last several years, they don't have many guys in this coaching staff that have been here for enough time to be able to be promoted into these higher quality roles. With that being said, they could look elsewhere to find somebody that used to work for this coaching staff for a long period of time to look to promote and bring back into this coaching staff. Because of how familiar he is, again, with the Patriots system, how familiar he is with a Josh McDaniels-led offense and based system, not to mention all the work that he's done there in Cleveland, it makes him a really interesting potential prospect into becoming the Patriots' next offensive coordinator. Now, another name that I am hearing being floated around as a good possibility would be Adam Gase. Now, this is my last option that I would want for the Patriots. There was a time where I wouldn't have minded seeing Adam Gase in the New England Patriots system, and to a degree I still wouldn't, maybe as a positional coach offensively, but as the offensive coordinator, and especially anything above that, I don't think it would be a smart move here for New England. Now, you might be asking, why does this one even make sense? Adam Gase sucked as a head coach for the Jets, and since he was fired by the Jets, he's done absolutely nothing. He didn't go as a head coach somewhere else, he didn't go as an offensive coordinator somewhere else, and he didn't even serve as a positional coach somewhere else in the NFL. Actually, he went and started working as the offensive coordinator, not even the head coach, the offensive coordinator for a high school football team. A lot of times we'll see head coaches get demoted from being head coach to offensive or defensive coordinator, or even a positional coach. Some don't want to become positional coaches, so they go and they become head coaches in college, or they become offensive or defensive coordinators in college football. You have to suck to a certain degree to drop low enough to go and be not even the head coach, but the offensive coordinator for a high school football team, and still suck. But at the end of the day, Bill Belichick cares about connections, sometimes more than he should. He doesn't necessarily always look at, okay, what's going to be the best for the team. And that's why Belichick likes to promote within, because he has guys within the system who he knows, can rely on, can trust, has those connections. And at the end of the day, Bill Belichick has always had nothing but high praise and a good connection for Adam Gase. Now, I would hope, because Belichick didn't even bring in Adam Gase as a positional coach for quarterbacks, receivers, anything of the sorts, that he would not even consider him for the offensive coordinator, but it is still something that is being thrown around. Now, real quick here, I want to give a shout out to the sponsors of this video, betonline.ag. Now, BetOnline has you covered for the biggest game in sports. They have you covered here for Super Bowl Sunday with the last game of the football season, and BetOnline has you covered from odds, scores, total, player performance props, even to where the next fired coach is going to land. BetOnline is the #1 spot for all things NFL betting in 2022. And it's not just football. BetOnline also has basketball, boxing, UFC odds, coverage, and they are the best in the business. Now, if you're not into sports, they also have your favorite Vegas casino games right on your phone or laptop, and they are your #1 spot for online wagering. All you guys have to do is head to BetOnline today or use that mobile device to sign up and receive your 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. All you have to do is use the promo code CLNS50 to get started. This is BetOnline, where the game starts. Now, those are a couple of guys that from a true realistic standpoint, I can see Bill Belichick targeting, and from my research are the top names that I am hearing when it comes to who could actually serve as the New England Patriots' next offensive coordinator. Now, someone I would really like to see them go ahead and target would be somebody like the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback coach / passing game coordinator. I think that would be an excellent move for the Pats. But, as the Chiefs offensive coordinator is being interviewed for a head coaching job, that might not be something that that he would take at this current time, because I'm sure he would like to be promoted to be the Chiefs' next offensive coordinator if that is to happen. And I'm also not sure the to what degree he has actually called plays there for the Kansas City Chiefs. Some other names that I have heard going around would be somebody like Tim Kelly, who was formerly the Houston Texans offensive coordinator when Bill O'Brien was here, but I'm not a fan of that. At that point, just go ahead and get Bill O'Brien. I've also heard the potential of Joe Judge being the Patriots offensive coordinator. I'm not big on that. If you're going to bring Joe Judge back, bring him back as a special teams coach. Nothing more than that. He's not really an offensive-minded coach and hasn't really called plays offensively. I'm just not very comfortable with making him a true offensive coordinator and being the guy that's going to develop Mac Jones. To me, the #1 best and clear option is to go out and get back Bill O'Brien in every case possible. That is the best scenario for the Patriots. I wouldn't mind seeing Chad O'Shea either. He'd probably be my second option, but when it comes to first option and first option only, I am going to Bill O'Brien. In fact, you know what? Bill O'Brien's #1, and 2, Chad O'Shea is #3. But what are your guys' thoughts on who should be the Patriots' next offensive coordinator? Do you think there's somebody that I left out of this list that you could see becoming the Patriots' next offensive coordinator? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to leave a big like on this video and subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. But like always, I appreciate you guys for watching. Like always, go Pats.